Good morning and Tashidilek once again. Okay, yes. So I'm going to continue with some of the common errors that you make, that we make. Okay, yes. So in my first session, I talked about run-on sentences. I talked about the parallelism. I talked about the sentence fragment, and I talked about the modifier, the different common errors we make regarding the modifier. We have got the dangling modifier and we have got the misplaced modifier. Okay, now these were the things that we covered. Okay, yes. Now in this session, I'm going to come up with more which are common errors. Okay, yes, and sometimes which is the common errors, they will be having a particular, which we say, name, such as the parts of speech like this. Okay, yes. So in my first, which we say, session, okay, yes, I talked about the general, when we write sentences. But when it comes to a different part of speech, for example, noun, adjective, conjunction, we also make some common errors, okay, on this topic, okay, yes. So what I will be doing in this session, I will not be focusing on one particular, which is topic such as adjective or noun like this. I will be very random, okay, yes. Whatever sentences that I've come across, okay, what are some of the words that I come across in my tenure as a teacher while checking my students which are writing, I'll be sharing all these things. Okay, yes. So first of all, let us try to look at the slides and try to see what we did in the previous session. Okay. Yes, we talked about the common errors. So by now, you should be knowing these which we say words. Okay, these words should be on the tip of your tongue. Okay, so that next time when you make mistake, it will just give you some kind of a alarm. Okay, yes, it will prevent you from making these common errors. Run-on sentences, parallelism. Okay, run-on sentences, you remember what is that thing? Run-on sentences where two sentences are considered as one sentence. Okay, yes, and then we have got the parallelism where, okay, the form, you should always keep in the form. You should not change the form. For example, if you are using to verb, okay, to eat, to play, to sing, then all of a sudden you should not use eating. Okay, likewise, if you are writing, I am fond of playing, eating, dancing, to write, and then this is a different form. So you should not make this kind of error. If you make, it comes under parallelism, which is a mistake. Okay, and then we have got the sentence fragment. Never leave any sentence which is say fragmented. Okay, whenever we write a complete sentence, make sure that you have got subject, you have got verb, you have got object. Okay, so sometimes we don't have object. For example, I eat. Okay, there is no object. Then we have I eat momo, we have got object. But what you have to keep in mind that you have the subject, verb, what should I say, object. Okay, yes. If the subject is not there, okay, and then went to school, okay, there is no subject, and then went to school. Then went to school. Okay, so you should not make such mistake. And then we have the modifier. Okay. Modifier is the word which modifies or describes. I've already given you. So where should we put that modifier? The modifier should be kept next to the word it is describing. Okay, yes. So if you make some mistake regarding the placement of the modifier, then we may make mistake regarding the modifier. We have got misplaced modifier, we have got dangling modifier. Okay, now these are not a major, but we can say these are common errors. Okay, yes. So try your best to free yourself from all these errors. Okay, and then your writing will be much better. Okay, yes. Okay, now some more common errors. Okay, yes, using article. Yeah, there are so many things which we say about the article. Okay, yes. Now from this, I'm going to take out some of the errors related to articles. Okay, very common. Okay, yes, it's not a big deal. Okay, yes, there is no need for you to make a worry when you make mistake, because these are included in the common error. Okay, for example, okay, a single noun should always have an article. Whenever you use a single noun in your sentence, okay, make sure that you are going to use the article. Okay, yes. For example, we have the habit of writing, okay, I live in village. She works in hospital. Okay, yes. But if you look at this noun, okay, village can be, which they say, having different singular and plural, isn't it? Hospital can be singular and plural. Okay, so what does the grammar rule say? Grammar rules say a single noun should always have an article. Don't forget to use article. Okay, for example, the correct one is I live in a village, or you can write the definite article, which is the I live in the village. So you should not leave your which is a noun naked like this, I live in village. Okay, instead of that, I live in a village or I live in the village. I'm sure you used to make this kind of mistake. I also make this kind of mistake. Okay, now from today onward, let us all take a pledge, make a pledge not to repeat this mistake. Okay, likewise, she works in hospital. Okay, hospital, we are not talking about plural. Okay, we are talking about singular. So whenever we use singular noun, make sure you use article. Okay, yes, she works in a hospital. Or if you are not, what should I say, if you have already confused, you have confused with the article a and the sometimes, okay, the best way is to use the definite article. She works in the hospital. Okay, yes. So that is the thing that we need to understand. For example, next one, the people spend lots of money. The people. Okay, yes. So when we talk about the people, okay, yes, it can, which is say, we are talking about people in general. So there is no need for you to write the definite article. Sometimes we also make a mistake, which we say, while using the definite article. Okay, we know that there are three articles. First one is a, second one is an, and the third one is the. So that is the definite article. So we are not supposed to use the article the all the time. Okay, there are some rules, there are some things that we need to keep in mind. Okay, and I'm going to give you some examples regarding the definite article. Okay, yes. So people, there's no need for you to write the people. Okay, yes. So we say the people spend lots of money. Instead of that, people spend lots of money. Okay, yes, it's very simple. So there's no need for you to write a definite article. Okay, yes. So let us talk about the definite articles. Okay, I don't know whether you'll be able to see all these things or not. But you have already learned the article, but I'm going to go through this very quickly. Okay, yes. So where do we use the definite article? The definite article is, I'm talking about the. Okay, yes. So first one is before the nouns of seas, oceans, rivers, series of mountains, group of island, desert, gulf, etc. There. Now these, whenever we have this thing, we have to use the definite article. The Ganges, the Arabian, the Pacific Ocean, the Himalayas. Okay, yes. So this is the definite article. Second one, before the names of heavenly bodies, for example, the sun, the moon, the earth, etc. These words need the definite article. And third one, before historical building, for example, the Taj Mahal, the Red Fort. Okay, yes, we used to use that definite article. And then before the names of trains, ship, aeroplane, for example, the Shatabdi Express, the Maharaja, the Jaguar. Before the names of hotels, banks, for example, the Taj, the Oriental Bank. Okay, yes, the State Bank of India. Before the names of newspapers, magazines, scriptures, the Hindustan Times, the Diponier, the Ramayana, the Quran. Okay, yes, all these, the scriptures, magazine, newspaper, and before political parties, for example, the Congress, the Congress, BJP, the BJP, okay, yes. And before the names of countries and states, if their names show geographical or political features of the concern, for example, USA, the USA, UK, there are so many countries, okay, yes, the United States, the Punjab, okay, yes. And before languages, if they are to convert into national of the concerned country, for example, English, okay, English is spoken by the English. The English means we are talking about some group of people, okay, yes. Here the English means Briton, the citizen of England, okay. Now these are some of the, which they say, errors, some of the things that we need to keep in mind when we use definite articles. Okay, yes. So let us now go to other one, which is away from the articles. Okay, yes. Now you may be confused in using these two words. I also I have made so many mistakes regarding this thing. Okay, now let us try to say goodbye once and for all, okay, regarding the confusion. Okay, a lot of and lots of. Okay, yes. Now both these, okay, it talks about the plural. Okay, a lot of and lots of. It's up to you whichever word, whichever phrase you use. Okay, this is a phrase. You see a group of words. I have a lot of books, or I have lots of books. A lot of books are lost. Lots of books are lost. Okay, yes. Lots of people complain. A lot of people complain. Okay, yes. So these are used for the plural. Okay, yes. A lot of or lots of. Okay, we cannot write a lots of. Okay, either you write lots of or you write a lot of. Whichever you use, we are talking about the plural. You got it? Okay, so that is the thing. Now, sometimes the best way is, if you have got some confusion, the correct way is you can also come up with the substitute. That is, the best way is, I have many books. If you write like this, then there will be no confusion. You will not be having any headache differentiating a lot of or lots of. Okay, so the best way is, I have many books. Now, there is no need for you to worry about this. Otherwise, sometimes we get confusion. Okay, yes. So, I have many books. The meaning is same. Okay, yes. So that is the thing. The second one, few and a few. Again, yes, few and a few. It's same. Both used for countable nouns. Now, when we use few and a few, we are talking about countable. Okay, yes. We are not talking about the water. We are not talking about the milk. We are not talking about sugar like this. Okay, books, cars, all the people. Okay, countable nouns. Few people have come online. Okay, and the second one is a few people have come on. So we see the word few, okay, not many, okay. But if we have to make the difference between few and a few, one is positive and one is negative. That is the thing that you have to keep in mind. Few means few people have come online means very few, one or two, not more than that. Okay, few. A few people have come means among the few people, some people. So you see there is some kind of positivity in that thing. So that is the only difference. First thing what you have to keep in mind, few and a few is used for all the countable nouns. Okay, yes, you cannot say a few milk or few milk like this. Okay, yes, few cars, few people, a few people like this. Okay, you have to use for countable nouns. And the second one is few is negative and a few is positive. You got it? Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, if you have this in mind, then which is you will not make this mistake. Likewise, little and a little. Okay, some kind of confusion. So both are used for countable nouns. Okay, I'm sorry, which is this is used for which is uncountable. I made mistake. So I have little time for class to begin. Okay, we have a little time for the class to begin. But the same, okay, few and a few, little and a little, same. Okay, little is negative and a little is positive. That is the only difference. Okay, yes, you can use little and you can use a little, but the only difference is little is negative and A little is positive. There is some kind of positive. Just like few and a few. What is the difference? A few is there are some. Okay, few means one or two. So little and a little, it's same. Okay, yes. It's only used for uncountable. Okay, so that is the thing. You got it? Okay, now next I want you to look at the board because I have written some common errors. Okay, not on the slide, but let us try to go through these one by one. Okay, yes. Okay, now sometimes when we use some words, if we place it in the wrong which a position, then it has got a different meaning. For example, you have this word almost. Okay, yes. For example, I almost ate all the apples. Okay. On the other hand, I ate almost all the apples. Okay. So the word is almost. So you see, it makes a complete different sentence. Okay. I almost ate all the apples. Okay. Yes. Actually, it should be like this. I ate almost all the apples. So writing these words in a different place, it makes a different sense. Okay. So next time, whenever you use this, okay, you have to be very careful. Okay. Otherwise, it will make a different, meaning. Okay. Yes. So that is the thing. And the second one is, I'm just talking about apostrophe. Okay. Yes. I'm just going to go through this very quickly. So apostrophe. Mistake, errors related to apostrophe. So apostrophe, you know, this one, we use this sign. Okay, yes. For example, okay, yes, we have some confusion. It's and it's. I'm sure you have some confusion, and because of this confusion, sometimes we make mistake. I also make mistake. Okay, yes. So what I want to say is, this is ITS, this is possessive one. So in Tibetan, we call it delta. Okay, yes. Tashi spoke, Tsering spoke. Okay, like this. So IT apostrophe S, this is a contraction. Okay, this is not possessive, this is contraction. Okay, yes. The full form is it is. So the shorter form is IT apostrophe S, this is contraction, whereas this one is possessive. Okay, so you should not get confusion. Okay, the first one is, it's raining outside. Okay, and the second one is, the dog is wagging its tail. Okay, yes. Now, if you look at these two sentences, you will get some meaning. Okay, yes. It is raining outside. So this is the contraction of it is. Okay, yes. The contraction of it is where you have to use the apostrophe. Okay, the it which does not have any apostrophe means possessive. Okay, whose tail? The dog's tail. Okay, the dog is wagging its tail. Now, instead of ITS, if we use ITS, then this is wrong. Okay, yes. So you should not make mistake regarding this it and its. You got it? So the one which has got apostrophe, this is the contraction. Okay, we have got so many contraction. Didn't, it is the contraction of did not. Haven't, it is the contraction of have not. Likewise, it's is the contraction of it is. You got it? So I'm sure you make this kind of mistake. I also make mistake. So let us try to correct this mistake. Okay, so this is about the apostrophe, and let us also go through what should I say, the comma in compound sentence. Okay, yes, comma. We have to be very careful about using comma and semicolon like this. I've got one example. He got up and he called his servants. Okay, he got up and he called his servant. Now, what I want to say is there is a conjunction. Okay, yes, conjunction. We have got conjunction like FANBOYS. Okay, fanboys. Okay, for, and, no, but, or, yet, so. These are the conjunction. So whenever we have that conjunction, we have to use the comma. For example, he got up, comma, and he called his servants. Okay, yes. Whenever we have this conjunction fanboys, before that we have to use the comma. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to keep in mind. Okay, regarding comma, I'm sure you all can relate to this. Okay, because these are some of the common errors. Okay, yes. Now let us talk about pronoun. Okay, yes, one pronoun, just one. Okay, so Gedenjula will be talking about some of these things. Okay, yes. For example, when Doji called his friend, he felt better. Okay, I can easily relate to this. I also make this kind of mistake. When Doji called his friend, he felt better. Okay, now we have got this pronoun. Okay, felt. Now, where does this hell belong? Okay, he belong. Okay, is it talking about Doji or is it talking about I? Okay, yes. When Doji called his friend, he felt better. Okay, yes. So, he felt better. Doji felt better. Okay, for example, Doji felt better when he called his friend. Okay, now does it make sense? So if you look at the first one, when Doji called his friend, he felt better. Who felt better? Okay, so this is confusing. This pronoun is vague. It does not speak, what should I say, correctly, whether we are talking about Doji or whether we are talking about his friend. So there is confusion. Okay, so you should not write this kind of thing. If you write, then this is a common error. Okay, so you should be very specific. For example, Doji felt better when he called his friend. Now, he refers to Doji. Okay, yes. So we should not make this kind of mistake where the pronoun is in a vague state. Okay, it does not specify a particular person. Okay, yes. When Doji called his friend, he felt better. He can refer to his friend or he can also refer to Doji. So you see some kind of confusion. So you should not make this kind of mistake. Okay, this is about the pronoun. So I've got more examples. Okay. Okay, yes. Now there is one more mistake called split infinitives. Okay, so infinitive means we write to plus verb 1, to eat, to play. Now we make one mistake regarding this thing. Okay, yes. For example, she tried to quickly finish the work. Okay, now if you look at this, we also make this kind of mistake. Okay, infinitive we split this. Actually, we should not split the infinitive. Infinitive should be there. Okay, we can either add word before this or after this, but we should not split. Now, if you look at this, to is here and finish is there. So in between there is one adverb. Okay, yes. So we are not supposed to split the infinitive. This infinitive should be intact together. Okay, yes. Now it should look like this. She tried to finish the work quickly. Okay, so if you look at this, the infinitives are not separated, they are intact. Okay, and the adverb is there. So the correct sentence should be like this. She tried to finish the work quickly, and not she tried to quickly finish the work too. So if you write this, then we are trying to split, okay, separate the infinitive, which is not allowed. Okay, is that clear? Yes, okay. I'm sure I'm not going very fast. Okay, yes. And then we have got the main clause and subordinate. Okay, yes, main clause and subordinate clause. So you all are familiar with the clauses. Okay, in one sentence, if there are two complete sentences, one is main clause and the other one is subordinate clause. So subordinate clause depend upon the what you say main clause. Okay, yes. So for example, okay, yes. He said he wanted. Okay, yes. So, what should I say? We can say he said he wanted. So, this one is, what should I say, the past tense, and the next one should also be in past tense. Okay, yes. So, we should not mix. So, we should not like that. He said he wants. Okay, so we should not write like this. If the main clause is in past tense, we have to write it in past tense. So this is one where the students make lots and lots of mistakes. If the first tense is past tense, we have to make sure that the remaining sentences are also past. Okay, yes. So here, if you look at this, the first one is past and the second one is present. You are not supposed to make. Okay, everything, if it is past, then everything should be in past. Okay, yes. That is main clause and subordinate. Main clause past and then subordinate clause, it should be in past. Okay, yes. If the main clause is in present, then the subordinate clause may be past, may be in future. It depends upon what the writer or the person is trying to convey. But if the main clause is in past, you have to write the remaining in past also. Okay, yes. So you should not mix all these things. I'm sure this is one common error that we make. Okay, yes. Especially when we talk about indirect speech. Tashi said that he is, no. Tashi said that he was going. Tashi said that he felt better. Tashi said that he feels better. No. Okay, yes. So if the main clause is in past tense and the next clause should be, what should we say, in past also. Okay, yes. The second one is if clause. I think if clause, we also make mistake regarding if. Okay, yes. Condition. Okay, yes. For example, if you write, you will improve. Okay, so the question is, after if, what do you write? Okay, after if you write verb 1, then you can write you will improve. Okay, if you write, you will improve. This is not something that has happened. It will be coming. Okay, so if you write, you will improve. Now, after if we write verb 2, for example, sometimes, if you wrote, instead of you will, you would improve. So that is the thing that you have to, okay, we make mistake regarding this, regarding if, okay. So if this word is followed by verb 1, you have to write will, and if followed by verb 2, you have to write the, what should I say, the past tense of these future. It can be can change into could, may change into might. Okay, yes. The only difference between can and could, may and might, will and would, the only difference is the time. The meaning is same. Whether I say you will improve or you would improve, the meaning is same. Okay, the only difference is regarding the time. Okay, yes. So if it is followed by verb 2, we have to use the past tense of that word. If that is followed by verb 1, you will write future. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to keep in mind. I'm sure we make this kind of mistake. This can be, what should I say, put under the common errors that we make. Okay, yes. So I have got some more. Okay, yes. For example, we have got sometimes, we have got sometime, we have got sometime. Okay, yes, I'm sure you get some kind of confusion regarding these things. Okay, yes. So this one, sometimes, it talks about times. Okay, habit like this. Sometimes I read, sometimes I play. Okay, so this is S. The sometime which has got S, you can easily understand. Okay, something, a habit like this. Okay, yes. The second one, I read book for some time. It shows time. Okay, some time. Okay, I read books for some time. I read book for sometimes no. Okay, yes. Sometimes I read books. Sometimes I go. Sometimes I talk. Okay, so we use S1, and what should I say? This is just a phrase. It is just a group of words. Okay, they are not connected. Okay, yes. So I read books for some time, and then I do. Okay, yes. So this sometimes is just like a adjective. Okay, yes. I will speak sometime. Okay, I will speak when, sometime in future. Sometime in future. Okay, yes. This will also work as an adjective. This can also work as adverb. Okay, now I will speak sometime in the future. It shows some time. Okay, I will speak sometime in future. Not now, but in future. So these two words are connected. Okay, these two words are different. This is a phrase. I read for some time. I pray for some time. I talk for some time. I study for some time. These are separated. Okay, sometimes it's totally different. Now this is adverb or adjective. He is a sometime actor. Okay, yes, actor is a noun, sometime. Okay, yes. So this is the difference between these three words. Okay, yes. It looks similar, but they are different. Okay, yes. I'm sure this can be considered as the common error. Okay. So I'm sure, I hope I'm not running out of time right now. Okay, yes. So yeah, I want to talk about the redundant word, which is important. Okay, redundant. Okay, redundancy or redundant words. So redundant words means this is a common error. Okay, we used to repeat. We used to add additional words. Okay, yes. So when I write the example, I'm sure you can easily understand. Okay, repeat again. Can you please repeat again? Now this kind of mistake is called redundancy. Okay, yes. Repeat and again. Repeat means again. Okay, yes. So if you send your write-up to a native speaker for editing, I'm sure that native person will consider this as a redundant. Okay, can you repeat? there's no need for you to write again. Okay, likewise, return back. Okay, we used to, when I was small, I used to write. Okay, yes. Return back, I return back. Okay, yes, return and back, it's same. So this is repetition. Now redundancy. Okay, yes. For example, his car is black in color. Yes. So his car is black. Black is a color. Okay, yes. So what you do, his car is black. These are additional, these are redundant. So there is no need for you to use extra words. Okay, so this type of mistake is called redundant or redundancy. Okay, so I'm sure you can, easily understand. Okay, yes. And one word we often use, grateful. So grateful, what is the meaning of grateful? Grateful means thankful. Okay, yes. So my student used to make mistake regarding this grateful in Tibetan, Kadin Chimbo. Okay, yes. So Kege Ngala Kadin Chimbo Shusi. Okay, yes. So the main meaning is thankful. Now who is thankful? Are you thankful or is teacher thankful? So that is a big question. Okay, yes. Now once you get the meaning of that word grateful, which is thankful, then you will not make mistake. Otherwise, my teacher is very grateful to me. So if you look at the dictionary, Tibetan dictionary, then you will have the same meaning, grateful, Kajin Chimbo. Okay, but when you talk about sentence writing, then you should be very careful. So my teacher is very good. My teacher is very thankful to me. Okay, it is not the teacher. It is you who should be thankful, who should be thanking. Okay, so it should be like this. I am grateful to my teacher. So that is the correct. I am thankful. You should be thanking your teacher. Okay, I'm sure you can easily relate to this. Okay, yes. And now, sometimes, okay, I'm going to take just one example and then I'm going to stop. Okay, yes. So there are so many errors, common errors. Okay, there are so many. Okay, you can also try to check. Okay. My student used to make a mistake regarding how. Okay, yes. And if I write the example, then you can easily understand. Strong, important. This one will be the last one. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. This one. Okay, yes. Now, I know how my mother is strong. Okay, I know how my mother is strong. Okay, we used to, sometimes students used to write like this. Okay, now what I want to say is whenever you use how, it should be followed by the adjective. For example, strong, important, good. Okay, yes. If you look at this, the adjective is placed in the last. Okay, yes. But we have this word, how. So this is wrong. Now, what you should be writing, you should be writing like this. I know how strong my mother is. Okay, yes. So I told you this can be a structure. For I remember talking about this long time back. Okay, structure. Now, if you know one structure, on that structure, you can come up with thousands and thousands of sentences. For example, now you know, I know how strong. Okay, yes, the how should be there. Strong, instead of strong, you keep on changing the different adjective. Okay, so you see for one sentence, you can have thousands. For example, I know how important. Okay, instead of my, okay, I know how important education is. I know how difficult this language is. I know how easy. I know how dirty. Okay, yes. And now I told you, once you know the positive, you just also learn how to change that into negative. I know, I don't know. I don't know how strong my mother is. I don't know how important education is. I don't know how dirty that place is. So you see, if you know one structure, that is just an example. When you know one structure, you change the word here and there, and then on that basis of that structure, you keep on making up so many contents. Okay, just I have done this. I know how strong, I know how good, I know how difficult, I know how bad, I know how dirty. Okay, I know. Now you try to change that into negative. I don't know. Okay, I don't know how strong, I don't know. Now these are the things that you have to keep in. Okay, yes. So I think I'm running out of time. Okay, I'm going to stop here. There are so many common errors. Okay, so student, I want you to, Google it and try to write the common errors. Okay, and then try to correct all these common errors. Okay, yes. Now with this, I've come to the end of my lesson, common errors. Getenjula will be coming after this. Okay, so I hope you will keep all these things and try to reduce your mistakes. With this, I'm going to stop here. Thank you and see you tomorrow.